top tip number one for bands. Make sure that you're well prepared before you come in the studio, and that means practicing. The more you practice, the tighter you'll be, the less time that you'll spend in the studio kind of bashing through takes, trying to get things sounding right, and the more time you can spend thinking creatively, thinking about how you can improve the songs, and maybe doing some overdubs to make the song sound better. So practice, practice, practice. Come in the studio prepared. Tip two is to communicate with your producer. So right from before you started recording, make sure your producer's aware what your budget is, how many days you've got, and therefore what your expectations are in terms of the recording. There's no use booking half a day when you're going to spend most of that time getting a decent snare drum sound. So make sure that your expectations can be fulfilled. That means communicating with your producer, and so that when you start the process, you're both singing from the same hymn sheet and you can get exactly what you want by the end of the process. Tip number three is make sure your equipment is in good shape. That means your drummer needs to replace all the skins on the drums if they're a bit old, especially your snare drum. It means guitarists, make sure you've restrung your guitars, make sure they sound as crisp and nice as possible. Make sure your amps are in good condition. Any crackly pots, get them seen to before you come in the studio. And I suppose your singer, make sure that your voice is in good shape. That means not going to a gig the night before and smoking 55s the day before. Make sure that everything's in the best possible shape when you come in the studio, so again you can just get on with being creative. Have a bit of faith in your producer. You've been probably playing these songs for a few months, you know them like the back of your hand, you've worked on them, you've crafted them, and they're your little baby and you don't want it to be spoiled. But having another person with a different set of ears come to you with maybe a few ideas, be receptive to them, say yes. You can always try it out, and if it doesn't work, you'll all hear that, and therefore you can dismiss anything that you don't like the sound of. Tip number 5, have fun and be creative. The studio is such a powerful place if you open yourself up to it. Try things out. It doesn't matter if they don't all work, but at least you can give it a go. Do some mad, crazy things. Do things that you think are just going to sound ridiculous, because you never know. There might be some spark of what you thought of that might just lift the track into a different plane, lift it into some other sound that nobody's ever heard before. Be creative.